Hello, it's Sierra Marie. I'm in a corner of my house that I use for prayer and meditation, and I wanted to share with you today one of my prayer practices. You might recognize these beads because these prayer beads are the ones that I use to make your instruction sheet for making your own prayer beads. Mine I did on twine, so you can see there's these little pieces of twine that unravel in between each of the beads. And I actually kind of like the way that looks. But I really like the way that this feels in my hand. I like that it's small enough that I can carry this with me. I can kind of wrap it up and put it in my pocket so I can have this set of prayer beads wherever I go. There are many ways to pray. We can pray by speaking. We can pray by listening. We can pray with our bodies. And this prayer bead set is one way to do all of those things. I'm going to use my fingers here, my body, to begin this prayer. And this is the way that I pray. You can, of course, make your own way of praying with your prayer beads. But I thought I would share what I do. So my largest bead is the bead that I touch when I'm ready to enter into prayer. It helps me get my heart ready. It helps me center myself. It just tells me, okay, it's time to start praying. So when I touch this bead, sometimes I recite a poem, a favorite poem, or I sing a song, one of my favorite songs from the church that we sing, a hymn. Sometimes I say a prayer that I have memorized. Today, I think what I'll do is I will say the words to one of the songs that we sing in our congregation. And it's a song that I learned as a child, so it's really special to me. I'm just going to say 2 lines from it. It's actually a short song, so the 2 lines is most of the song. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. And now I come to 4 small beads. And as I touch each one, and I like to kind of move mine a little bit on my prayer bead chain here. As I come to it, I'm going to take a full breath. That means both an inhale and an exhale. Now I'm going to do some deep breathing. And you can choose to do some deep breathing too, but you might also decide just to notice your breath, just to notice your inhale and your exhale without changing it. Here we go. Now I come to my first medium bead. This bead represents joys, kind of like we share joys and sorrows when we're together on Sundays. This bead is for joys or gratitudes, thanksgiving. It gives me a chance to just express my joy and thanks for the good things happening in life. It might be things happening in my own life or things happening in the lives of the people around me, the lives of my community or my country, my world. So right now, I'm thinking about the joy of having just visited some of the children in our congregation to drop off some materials for prayer and meditation works. That was so much fun. I really had fun doing that. I'm thankful for that. You can say your Thanksgiving, your joys out loud, or you can just think them. And then I come to my small beats again. 4 small beats. So I'm going to do my breathing again. And now it's time for my second medium bead. So this bead is for sorrows. It can also be for things I'm sorry about, things that I want to consider how I might have done them differently and let them go. Or some sorrows that I need some help carrying in my heart. The sorrow that I'm thinking about right now is how somebody I love died recently. I might also think about some sorrows for the world around me or the people that I love around me. And then I come to my 4 small beads again. Now I'm at my 3rd medium bead. This bead is a bead for listening. I've been speaking or thinking in my prayer so far. This bead's a bead just for becoming still. In the stillness, wisdom might find me. In the stillness, the inner voice inside me that tells me what is good and right might find me. This bead is my bead for listening. I can listen for as long as I want. And when I'm ready, I come to my next set of 4 beads. And finally, I come to my last medium bead. As I have been listening, I have become in touch more with what is good and right. And this bead is a bead to express that in wishes, hopes for myself and the world around me, for the people I love, and for the people unknown to me. It's a bead of hope. It can also be a bead of comfort. It can be a bead of blessing. Right now, as I touch this bead, I'm thinking of how I hope that all beings become free from suffering. And if not free from suffering, that they find comfort in their suffering. And that they feel the peace and love that I've just reminded myself of as I was praying. And sometimes when I get done, I go back to my first bead one more time. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. And that's my prayer bead practice. I would love to see pictures of your beads or hear about how this practice is for you if you try it out. Bye, everyone.